Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great. In today's video, we're gonna do something really cool. At first, I want to just tell you about some tips, and then we are going to do the whole first part of the test all together. Isn't it cool? So, I would like to invite you to be a part of this practice with me. So, please grab your pencil and a piece of paper. And if you've got the Cambridge 11, please open it so that we can have it all done together. And you can see what different kinds of tips I've got for you so that they will become somehow handy and practical. So let's get started. Before getting into that, I would like to tell you about some points. Firstly, try to understand the instruction because you cannot believe how many candidates lose marks because of not following the instruction very attentively because of the fact that even though you've understood the word, because of not being attentive to the question and the instruction in particular, imagine you're not going to be given any score. The question wants you to answer and complete the sentences with only one word, but you've written the book instead of book. So instead of just getting that score, you're going to lose it just because of not respecting the instruction. And that will make sense because of the fact that you haven't respected the very first thing about the instruction. So, lesson learned is about the importance of paying attention to the instruction, care about it. The next item that I would like you to be careful of is about the spelling because, as you've already understood, spelling really matters. No matter you've understood the correct answer or not, if your spelling is faulty, you're not going to be rewarded with the correct actually answer and you're going to lose marks. So be careful of your spelling. I'm just going to give you a very nice and practical tip with regard to that. Please just allocate a piece of paper or a part of your notebook to your common mistakes because every one of us has got different mistakes. The typical ones, for example, when you see that you have a problem in the practice test, you can just have it taken and write it down into that part that you've chosen for this very specific intention. And every now and again, you can get back to it and just take a look at it so that you can practice it as much as possible. Hopefully, you will learn it by the time that you're going to take part in the real exam. And the next item that I would like to tell you about is being focused because I see that sometimes students just start daydreaming. Listening part is very important. You cannot even skip for a moment because as far as you just think about other things, the discussion is going on and it is not waiting for you. You're losing the train of your thoughts, and as far as you get back to it, it is so late because you see that you cannot understand anything and you have lost the place where the answers, where the just audio is going on. Guess who is gonna lose? You are going to lose because as far as you cannot find where exactly you are, you will be really anxious and worried, and nobody can help you in that regard because you cannot find where exactly you should be looking for the answers or the transcript. So please stay focused and avoid any kind of distractions. And please practice being focused at home as well because it is something that we have to learn to adapt to improve because we live in an age where every one of us is really careless. So we have to train our mind in a way to be at least focusing on something for 30 minutes, like the listening part. So let's move on and see what we have in here. Learn how to attempt tests. It is very important to be familiar with the type of doing the test because it's really important. You should know what kind of activities are important in order to make you a, a successful candidate. Grab a piece of paper and a pen because we're gonna rock and roll. Are you ready? Let's do it. Remember that you have 10 minutes to transfer your answers if you are doing the paper-based one, or if you're going to do the computer-delivered one, you're going to be given just 2 minutes. But be relaxed because that 2 minutes will do as far as you've already answered all the questions and you do not need that time. Learn to write shorthand while attempting the test. Use pauses to read ahead. That is very important because when you are given that period of time, it means that you should seize the moment very carefully and attentively. You should see what exactly you are supposed to be looking for, and that will give you a lot of insights and knowledge. Watch closely how I attempt. Let's get started.
Section 1. You will hear a telephone conversation between an official at a village hall and a woman who wants to hire a public room. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I wanted to inquire about hiring a room in the village hall for the evening of September the 1st.
Let me just see. Yes, we have both rooms available that evening. There's our main hall, that's got seating for 200 people, or there's the Charlton room.
The main hall seats 200, so 200 has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I wanted to inquire about hiring a room in the village hall for the evening of September the 1st.
Let me just see. Yes, we have both rooms available that evening. There's our main hall, that's got seating for 200 people, or there's the Charlton room.
Sorry?
The Charlton room, Charlton. That's got seating for up to 100.
Well, we're organising a dinner to raise money for a charity, and we're hoping for at least 150 people. So I think we'll go for the main hall. How much would that cost?
Let's see. You wanted it for the evening of September the 1st?
Yes, that's a Saturday.
So from 6 p.m. to midnight, that'd be £115. That's the weekend price. It's £75 on weekdays.
That's all right.
And I have to tell you, there's also a deposit of £250, which is returnable, of course, as long as there's no damage. But we do insist that this is paid in cash. We don't take cards for that. You can pay the actual rent of the room however you like, though. Cash, credit card, cheque.
Oh, well, I suppose that's okay. So, does the charge include use of tables and chairs and so on?
Oh, yes.
And what about parking?
Yeah, that's all included. The only thing that isn't included is, you said you were organising a dinner?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to pay extra for the kitchen if you want to use that. It's £25. It's got very good facilities, good quality cookers and fridges and so on.
Okay, well, I suppose that's all right. We can cover the cost in our entry charges.
Right, so I'll make a note of that. Now, there are just one or two things you need to think about before the event. For example, you'll have to see about getting a license if you're planning to have any music during the meal.
Oh, really?
It's quite straightforward. I'll give you the details later on. And about a week or 10 days before your event, you'll need to contact the caretaker, that's Mr. Evans, to make the arrangements for entry. He'll sort that out with you.
And do I give him the payment as well?
No, you do that directly with me.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Right. Now, is there anything I need to know about what happens during the event?
Well, as you'll be aware, of course, the building is no smoking throughout.
Of course.
Now, are you having a band?
Yes.
Well, they'll have a lot of equipment, so rather than using the front door, they should park their van round the back and use the stage door there. You can open that from inside, but don't forget to lock it at the end.
Okay.
And talking of bands, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but you must make sure that no one fiddles about with the black box by the fire door. That's a system that cuts in when the volume reaches a certain level. It's a legal requirement.
Sure. Anyway, we want people to be able to talk to one another, so we don't want anything too loud. Oh, that reminds me. We'll be having speeches. Are there any microphones available?
Yep, just let the caretaker know. He'll get those for you. Right, now, when the event is over, we do ask that the premises are left in good condition. So there's a locked cupboard, and you'll be informed of the code you need to open that. It's got all the cleaning equipment, brushes and detergent and so on.
Right. So, what do we need to do after everyone's gone? Sweep the floors, I suppose?
Well, actually, they have to be washed, not just swept. Then you'll be provided with black plastic bags, so all the rubbish must be collected up and left outside the door.
Of course. We'll make sure everything's left tidy. Oh, and I forgot to ask. I presume we can have decorations in the room?
Yes, but you must take them down afterwards.
Sure.
And the chairs and tables should be stacked up neatly at the back of the room.
I'll make sure I've got a few people to help me.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.